Hey Clashers, Super Bowlers are, after the Town Hall 18 update, the fourth best strategy in the entire game. With the new level, they have received a buff of 700 more hit points and 40 more DPS. If you combine this with the Eternal Tome from the Warden, they are invincible and they are so strong. With that, you can demolish any base, in Legend mode, Clan War, wherever you want. With that being said, I will show you how it's done. Let's take a look. And to make sure that I can show you top quality Super Bowler content, I've asked Imran if he could share some of his legend attacks because he's currently pushing in higher legends with Super Bowlers and he's non-stop demolishing bases even when they're well upgraded like this one. I mean, those better upgraded Town Hall 18s, they are no joke. We are going to go through different styles of bases throughout this video, so I can explain to you how you play this strategy, what are those key things to look out for, and how, as I said, demolish bases even if they're maxed out on 18s and create bigger overkills than you could ever do with Meteor Golems. With that being said, I know that's strong words, but let's break down how you actually set up the attack. First step usually is a Warden Walk, where on one flank, later on, you want to enter with the Super Bowlers, which is this part right here. And then on the other side, we have the Flame Flinger. This siege is to help the Warden, but more importantly, it can then work later on its own to take down even more of the base. Even if it's not taking down too many of the buildings, that is completely fine. You can see right here, it's going to take down those few buildings and then going to go down to the Expo, but that is no issue whatsoever. As well, the cool thing about this is you do not need a long Warden Walk. The reason is Super Bowlers are more on the short range. This means they're easier to funnel. For this one, you usually have King, Queen, and the Super Bowlers inside the middle to all work together, and then have the Royal Chip on the outside. If the funneling needs some more support, you can use the Archer Queen over there, but otherwise it is only the Royal Champion on her own. And now in the middle, if you just blink it, you miss it because this core is already gone. You still have then the power on the back end here. You open up everything with the Earthquake Boots, and those Super Bowlers are just going through the space like it's nothing. It is, to me, crazy how strong they are. And when the first time I thought about my top 5 strategy ranking, I wasn't really sure if I could consider them a top 5 strategy. But in the end, I actually put them even above the Warden Shot Rocket Loons, because take a look at this. Versus a pretty much maxed out base, even with Meteor Golems, it is hard to create such a big overkill. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 4 Super Bowlers alive. That is crazy. This core demolished within seconds. It just disappeared. And the crazy thing, in my opinion, is that Poison Tower bases are usually the more annoying base style to attack with this attack strategy. Where this attack strategy thrives is when you have Rage Tower setups where there is big groups of buildings where the splash of the Super Bowler can really kick in. And this is not even the case here. But since Poison Towers are so common right now, let's have a look at a second one. And since you're watching the attacks of Imran, I really want to give a big shout out to him as well for just sharing those attacks. So if you want to check him out, I have as well his socials linked down below, the same as he is like leading a base sub channel. So I will put that as well down below in the description of the video. And again, a huge thank you for sharing those attacks, because I will be honest, I really hope that this video is somewhat like doing well on the channel, because Meteor Golems right now, I mostly play them because obviously they're strong, but as well because I think they're easy enough that they work well on YouTube. Because in my opinion, I did a mistake with the Warden Charged Rocket Loons. It was just a strategy which was too hard for most people, which then did not do too well on YouTube. Watching those attacks, I really hope Super Bowlers do well, because this is a strategy I could see myself trying to get into way further and really try to one-trick them, because those attacks look so fun, and the attacks are so many, like, it's crazy overkills what Imran is doing here. It's insane. But I used the time now where we did the Warden Walk, because this is typically the more boring part. But again, it's the same setup as we just had. We have the Warden Walk, and next to it, we have the Flame Finger, and on the other side of the Warden Walk, we have the opening. The important part here again is you would have maybe expected to go for the Flame Finger as well and such, or even further in funnel, which you have to do if you're playing with like throwers and such. But with Super Bowlers, because of their shorter range, the funnel can be kinda basic. As long as they're staying together, you're good to go. So we now have the super bonus going in here. You can use your total spells, your skeleton spell, wherever you need it for tanking purposes, because as long as those super bonus make it to the core, you can use the Eternal ability with them. You're good to go. It is just ridiculous how powerful they are. Now with this being a double poison base, it is a completely different setup because we have the isolated core, but if we just use then the Earthquake boost from the King on the back end, it doesn't really matter. We now can rage things up again, use the Eternal Tome, which we have delayed so far, and take a look again. Those boulder bounces, they just take down everything. It is crazy. And then as all of the defenses are down, we can again then check out how many super boulders are alive, because this base yet again was pretty much fully upgraded. We had those new defense levels. We had as well the Guardian upgraded and such. So it is crazy. We have, is it 3 super boulders? I think it's 3 super boulders alive with plenty of heroes, even some swag spells. Super boulders are no joke. And I'm happy that I put them on the number 4 position in the ranking because they are right now crazy strong. With that being said, we had now 2 of those double poison tower bases. But I already told you earlier, the double rage tower bases is where this strategy thrives, because it means that you can really take advantage of the splash damage and as well the huge 40 DPS buff from the super bonus. On this one, it is pretty much the first tick where he is splitting the flame finger. But I will be honest, I think on this one, he could have just placed the flame finger on this top side as well. Because all he does on this one is he's trying to set up the pathing. He's trying to set up pathing to go from the far side into the space. And I will be honest, I would have never had, like, the confidence to do that. Because you're entering right here. You have the tunnel right there. So how well do super boulders work in a scenario like this? We have the, well, what is it? The flame finger working right there. We have now the warden getting lured back. We have the boulders coming in. They're walking in. We have the forest rage. We have king and queen coming in. We have the jump. Now the skeleton spell to distract those bombs. Perfect counter for that, by the way. The skeleton spell is amazing for that. Now we're jumping in. The second rage. This is a crazy thing. We have so many rages with this. The boulders are pretty much non-stop rage up. We have now the earthquake boost, which are rotating half of the base. And now we have the super boulder bounces, which are then going to take down everything else. The freeze is in. Take a look at that. Now the boulder bounces, doing everything. This multi-touch tower is just gone because, well, boulders decided to do so. Next defense is gone. Those boulder bounces are ridiculous. And those are the bases, like this well upgraded, where meteor golems are going to really struggle. Meteor golems are working well because they have so many hit points, but the healer efficiency is not that great with them because they usually do not stay together. So root riders or super boulders or throwers are benefiting more from healers, which means they are better versus maxed out bases, where the meteor golems right now are just like, hey, base, I have 19,000 hit points, you can only deal 18,000 damage, I win. That is pretty much the deal on why meteor golems are looking so broken right now. Don't get me wrong, they are insanely strong and they can for sure really nicely get 3 stars versus maxed out bases. But not in this way, I feel like. I mean, this is just ridiculous. But at the same time, you have to consider Imran really knows what he's doing. This strategy is far from being easy, otherwise more people would use it. It is not easy to pull off always the funneling, because funneling the super boulders is the most important thing. But if you can do that, you have seen it right here, base is gone. But now there's one more base style left. This is my favorite base style right now, and that is the Rage Invis Core base. How does this strategy do versus that type of base? Because there is no giant arrow. And I will be honest, I would have expected that he's bringing now the invisibility and skeleton spell trick for the core to activate the core early on. But for whatever reason, he just says, I don't care, like, give me a Rage Invis. I just go through that like it's nothing. What do I mean by that? Well, take a look at this. First off, 1-1. He wants to enter from this bottom side. Why from this side right here? And this is something which I have not talked about too much. Picking your entry point. First, you typically try to avoid these splitters if possible. Second thing is, you're trying to set up pathing, which means you need to make sure that you're picking an entry where your troops are not going left, right, wherever, so make those walls your friends. Not every troop which is ignoring walls is just always good. Sometimes they're really hard to funnel. In this case, the walls and the compartments are your friend. Take advantage of them to control your troops. That is the key thing here. On this one, he's trying to go in the back of the fire spitter and on the side of where the revenge tower is. This is how he picked this entry. At the same time, this left side compartment would have been a way too big opening, which means the troops could have split way too much. On this opening right here, take a look at that. It is super straightforward on where the troops are going and really predictable, which makes this entry so awesome. Next one, because of this one, it is way harder to like push his troops inside. He's using the Astra Queen on the outside. And now, Core has been turned invisible. The King is there. Turn on zone ability now as well. But the super bonus, they do not go as far. They're just going to come back. Again, another reason for this is that they're bouncing things in front of them, which means their next target is gone. So they will more likely return compared to, for example, throwers, which would have most likely went into this bottom pocket of the compartment. Now we have the Queen with the Royal Champ working together. We have the super bonus at the top side. And as well, another key and clutch thing is make sure that you're hitting those totem and free spells. They are there to protect those super bonus, and this is where you can really then thrive with having those protection spells. But it will take you time. Like those overkills, you will not pick up the strategy and overkill bases like this every single time. It will need time for you to like set up and think about, hey, how do I set up the pathing? How do I set up the funneling? How can I control those troops and protect them that well as what Imran does? Because, again, how many super bowlers do we have alive? Is it 3 again or something? Yep, 3 super bowlers again alive. We had the Yetis from the Siege Machine as well alive. I mean, the overkills this strategy creates versus all of those defenses had the new defense level, like all of those bases at the new defense levels. So that is just mind-blowing to me. So I mean, let me know in the comments what you would like to see in the future from me. I will finish this season with the Meteor Golems. That's already guaranteed because I will go for a single digit finish. I will have you there for tomorrow, like what my current rank is, because things are looking quite well. I can spoil you already. I have all 3 accounts within the top 50 global. But after the season, what strategy am I going to use? I really hope this video is going to like pop off, because the super bowlers, to me, they look even more fun than throwers. I'll be honest. But, well, let me know if you think that might be fun for the future, or what you would like to see next as a strategy, maybe as a strategy guide. Maybe I can invite some pro to share some strategies. Maybe Cynthia for Warden Shot Rocket Loons, because he's right now top 10 as well, or like in the top 10 ranking global with playing still Warden Shot Rocket Loons. Let me know what you would like to see, and I will try if I can bring it to the channel. As always, thank you so much for watching the video. I will see you guys back some more with the next one. Until then, see ya, and bye-bye.